What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of 2 for 2, your sports podcast for the culture, by the voice of the culture. I'm your host, Quis, and I'm here as always with my brother, Nell. We're back with another episode for you guys today. It's season 3, episode 61. Enjoy it. Nell, it's good to see you, man. How you feeling?
It's good to be seen. Jerry Jones is still my owner and general manager, so not doing good.
I was going to say, you covered up the Cowboys thing today. It
Not
would
enough.
appear. Yeah,
Not
I mean,
enough.
but you wore the shirt a couple weeks back, and, we know where you stand. We were just talking about it on before we started. You told everybody y'all would be bad. I thought it was a ploy for you to kind of get out of it, but it looks like you were right.
Yeah, I almost let you convince me they could be a playoff team, but
I was convinced. I didn't see this big of a drop off. I didn't expect you guys to be saving Zeke, as Jerry said, when y'all are what, 2-5, 1-4, 2-4.
No, actually, we're like 3-4.
Oh, 3-4. Okay, 3-4 with some very lopsided losses,
Or
some
maybe we're
lopsided
3.
defeats.
Yeah, 3-4.
I mean,
Honestly, I don't know. I don't care about this team. Yeah,
it's all right.
it's
Do you want
frustrating.
to talk about it? Do you want to talk about the Lions'
We
loss?
can.
Go ahead. Let's just real quick. How you feel? You've had a few days to let it rest. How you feeling?
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of them years, man. One of them years. Bad, down bad. I think
What's the problem? What's wrong with y'all? Like, tell us.
Yeah, what isn't
I
wrong?
mean,
Like, offensive line sucks. We got no run game. Can't stop the run. Secondary's depleted. Diggs is out there getting toasted. Our two best linemen, like, we barely got any linemen, and our two best linemen are out injured. CD and Dak aren't connecting this year. After CD, you pretty much got nothing. So, I mean, it's just, every problem we had last year, every glaring hole weakness that we had going into that playoff game, Jerry just went into the offseason and didn't fix any issue. Run game was an issue last year with Tony Pollard. We downgraded to Zeke and Rico Dowdle and whoever else is on that roster, Deuce Vaughn. We lose a couple starters in the offensive line, relying on rookies and an agent Zach Martin, who, finally looks human this season. We lose Gilmore. Deron plans out 6 to 8 weeks. It's like, still depending on Mozzie Smith to help us stop the run, which clearly isn't working out. So,
you had to do that.
Like, we got all these glaring issues, and Jerry, like, he didn't address any of them in the offseason. Clearly not going to address any before the deadline. So, like I said, Dak's never really been a quarterback that, can do more with less. So we see him get that huge contract, and, unfortunately, this is this kind of product that you're going to see if you can't put enough talent around him. And especially, and I can't even, honestly, like, he hasn't been spectacular this year, but, I think he's the least of the issues when it comes to it. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see him and CD have a better connection. Like last
You
year,
lost me my fantasy game this week. He got 3 points.
it was a bad week. Like, it was definitely a bad week. But like I said, there's offensive line has been banged up. We don't have a second receiver. Our second receiver's injured. Like, what can you do? Yeah, so
It's all bad, brother. I mean,
and it starts at the top with Jerry Jones. He wants all the credit for everything that happens in Dallas, so he's got to take all the blame. He put this trash team together and thought he could just trot out Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb, and, they'd win 11, 12 games and get to the playoffs and everything would be cool. But then he lied. First of all, he lied and said he didn't have enough money to go get Derrick Henry. Clearly he did. And, not saying that would have made them contenders, but it would have been a lot better than the product that we're seeing right now. I mean, I haven't watched a home game past the second quarter. I mean, like, it's awful. Like, I think they've given up the most points. I saw a stat. They've given up the most points at home in the first 3 games since, like, 1972. Like, it's just disgusting.
A complete
disgusting product right now.
360 from last year, right? Last year, y'all were
you go from undefeated at home to can't even, like, be in a game at halftime. Like, the games are over at halftime.
What was the final score this week?
I don't know. I stopped watching in the second quarter. All right, we don't have to pull it up. Yeah.
No, I do.
No, you don't. If this was the Bucks, I wouldn't be doing this to you.
I didn't even say it. I just wanted to look at it.
It was bad, wasn't
They almost put up 50.
it?
You
Some
know who
say they
did
could have
put up
had
50?
60.
You know who did put up 50?
The Bucks.
Had to pull out the Tom Brady. You see that? That joint fake, but it's Tom Brady. Had to pull that out. Them Bucks, man. Talk about week 6, 50 burger. Did your team score
Looking
50?
good.
No,
They're
no
not
team in
capable.
the NFL has scored 50 but them Bucks. 51-27 whooping on the divisional rival Saints on the road in New Orleans after we had to go to New Orleans early because of the Hurricane Milton. We're elite. We're elite. I'm excited to be on the other side of that. You know, I can speak confidently. I can speak with some excitement, with some enthusiasm, something that you can't, my brother. We giving the
Yo,
folks.
what?
We give them
What did I do to
right
you
now.
today?
I'm
What
just
did I do to
saying.
you today? That's just
I'm just
crazy.
saying. I was saying right now, your last speech was very gloomy because of the pain. It's like night and day. I'm gonna get us some things to smile about. Look, you
Carry
come in here
on.
incognito, black hat, black hoodie. You're not even trying to be seen right now. If you could have come on here and not been seen, you would have.
Wake me up October 22nd.
You're gonna get there. But yeah, man, the Bucks. Baker Mayfield, he threw 3 picks. 2 weren't his fault. But he threw over 300 yards. Chris Godwin looks like, we need to give him a blank check. We can't let him lead the building. We got to do what we did with Mike, bring him back. Rashad White, but Bucky Irvin and Sean Tucker. Running back 3. You need a running back? We got running backs in Tampa. We got 3 of them things now. 3-headed monster. Rashad White gets back, run game. I think that was our best running performance in like 8 years or something crazy. Maybe not 8, but a long time. We ain't been good at running since we had Doug Martin.
Good days.
So it was good. Good time. So it was great to see, man. The defense, Tyke Smith, the rookie, making big plays. Antoine Winfield returned. Elijah Casey returned. I told y'all, we get healthy, things look good. And we gave them 27 points. That was just a terrible second quarter that we had. But I was texting Nell and Walt. I was like, look, man, this is disgusting. Like, this is the worst. It was 24-7. Mind you, were up 17-0 to start. Down 27 and a half. That's all right. My boys turned up. 51-27 final. Go Bucks, man. I had to pull the jersey, the Tom. I ain't been this happy since we had Tom.
Yeah, I must say, I expected a Bucks drop this year, but looks like that ain't happening.
Elevate.
I did tell you about them receivers on contract year, so I'm not surprised Godwin's hooping like this.
I'm just glad that our offensive coordinator remembered we have Chris Godwin on our team and decides to like use him how we used him originally. That's all I had to say. But I mean, not too much on my Bucks. We did good. Got any shout outs from week 6, man? Anybody that just caught your eye, anything that you was like, that's kind of nasty. Other than,
I mean, pretty much after the Cowboys ruined my day, I was mentally clocked out.
Sorry. Shout out to Caleb Williams.
Out in Sirianni yelling at his own fans. That was kind of funny.
When did he do that?
Oh, you didn't see that at the end of the Eagles-Browns game?
I didn't even watch that game.
Oh yeah, he was yelling at his own fans, and then he brought his kids out to the press conference, so get some sympathy points.
Writings on the wall.
Yeah.
We'll get into that. But some fun stuff happened, man, just in the last 24, just in the last 12, just in the last 8 hours. New things. Aaron Rodgers loses on Monday night. He wakes up Monday morning, hops on ESPN, brings out his new trade partner. Devontae Adams is officially a New York Jet. We've been talking about it all year. Talking about it since the summer. The Raiders imploding. They let the guy go. He goes home with Aaron Rodgers. Shortly thereafter, somebody else made a phone call. Somebody else being the guy that also played on Monday night. The team that also played on Monday night. Your boy, Josh Allen.
Both QBs woke up with some new toys.
Amari Cooper, former Cowboy, now former Brown. He's going to Buffalo. Josh Allen has a number one receiver now. Nell has been clamoring at Josh Allen is this guy, he's this guy, but he didn't have a number one. They used a lot of Dalton Kincaid last night to get the win against the Jets. Keon Coleman a little bit, Curtis Samuel a lot of bit, but now you got Amari Cooper. Man.
Good pickup.
Who got better out of these two teams, man? Which trade piece actually will elevate the team to where they want to
I think both teams got a lot
be?
better.
Ooh, okay.
But I'm leaning towards the Bills right now. I think Amari Cooper was. I mean, that might have been purgatory in Cleveland. The way Deshaun
Yeah.
Watson was looking, the way that offense was looking, you could even see in his body language he was just uninspired. I think he could have. I mean, this is the same guy that had 1,200 yards the year before, had a 260-yard game last December. So I mean, he's still capable of being a number one guy and being a guy that can handle a high volume amount of targets. So I think it's gonna work with him and Josh. He can just come right in and just kind of just shift the defense a bit. Like nobody else. There was nobody on the outside you were really worried about when facing Buffalo. And we kind of saw that the past couple of weeks as they started playing tougher opponents. But, they were still able to get the win against the Jets we saw last night. Ray Davis was running all over him. So, once they get James Cook back, got a pretty good duo there running the ball. Obviously, we know what Josh Allen brings running the ball. So I just think, adding just somebody on the outside that you can trust, that Josh Allen can trust, and hopefully build some chemistry with, I think that's going to take them a long way as opposed to the Jets, who, still got a bit more issues. Obviously, Devontae is going to take them to another level, but, now they've got to dig themselves out of the 2-4 hole. Coaching changes, Rodgers throwing everybody under the bus every time they lose a game. Special teams, defense not looking, as dominant as it used to be. So, still a lot of issues there. They're certainly going to improve when you got Devontae Adams and Garrett, on the outside. Like that should, obviously free up some boxes for Breece Hall, who's been kind of struggling to get that run game going. So hopefully that helps them out a bit. And the chemistry between Rodgers and Devontae I think, is still going to be there, and they're going to be able to put up numbers. So I think they got better, but I think Buffalo has a chance to really put themselves into that upper echelon in the AFC with this move.
Yeah, the Jets are a dumpster fire to me. I think it's really weird. You fire your head coach and then you improve your team by adding a guy that y'all talked about adding all along, right? Like, this has been no secret that the Jets have been in pursuit of Devontae Adams. You get rid of your coach, you go out, lose another game. You got your staff on the sideline looking like it's like we just want to do whatever Aaron wants to do, right? They had the one coach, and then they had the black dude behind him, and they was just working together trying to make some stuff shake. And then they lose, and then you go add Devontae Adams. Now, when you don't have a head coach, you now, like you said, you lost another game, and you have a lot of other problems. Like, you have a lot of other problems. You have Garrett Wilson, you have Breece Hall, you have a guy in Mike Williams who was regarded as he's a good, solid receiver. You got Allen Lazard over there. I don't think the problem is pieces in terms of weapons. Like Aaron Rodgers has enough. This is a guy that we're used to seeing do fine.
I wouldn't say he had enough.
I mean, come on, bro. Garrett Wilson is a really good receiver.
Yeah.
Allen Lazard is another guy with chemistry. He catches everything.
He's really like a number 3.
And you got Mike Williams, who's a number 2.
Is he really a number 2?
With the charge that he wasn't a bona fide, legitimate number 2. I'm sure the Chargers.
He had a number 2 year when he was healthy.
I'm sure the Chargers would love to have him back.
Well, apparently he's available.
He might go back. I'm just saying. I don't think like adding Devontae Adams is not going to take away from the fact that their offensive line doesn't block.
I agree.
Very well. It's not going to take away from the fact that your quarterback has the worst body language out of anybody on the field. And the minute something goes wrong, he just looks pissed off at you. If anything, it's going to make it worse because now he's not going to be mad at Devontae. He's going to be mad at everybody else. Okay. It's not going to fix the fact that you fired your head coach. And now you
Well, he
got
probably
some,
knows Devontae's not going to run the wrong routes. I mean, I'm just saying.
like, that's crazy.
That's one less problem.
That's crazy. Like, that's absurd to even say. I can't believe he said that.
I can't believe he said it either, but
Yeah, it is what it is. The Bills definitely, I think this helps him a lot. You lose Diggs and you get a guy, Amari Cooper, who's legit. One of the best route runners in the league. He put on his story just now when he got traded. He put move or rust. So that tells you kind of how he was feeling. So the Bills definitely got a lot better. I'm ready. No training was off for your boy now. All right, I'm back. He back under the microscope. He back under the microscope. But good. I mean, to your point, it's not a bad trade for the Jets either. You get Devontae Adams, you know how good he is, but I just don't think that's going to fix your problems. Whereas on the Bills side, I think that does fix a lot of your problems. It makes guys go back to natural positions for them. It takes pressure off of those guys. Khalil Shakir is going to have an even better year than he's already been having now. Dalton Kincaid is going to get, more looks. James Cook. And now you see what you have Lord. You just said his name. Ray
Davis.
Yeah, I couldn't remember the last. I want to say Jones for some reason. Ray Davis. So you got, a little two-headed monster there as well. Bruin to couple with Josh Allen. So, hey, things looking up for them. I had to throw this in there because I looked down at my phone. There was just another trade in the NFL. Not as dazzling, but Cam Akers has got sent to the Vikings from the Texans. For whatever reason. I don't know. Maybe Aaron Jones is a little bit hurt. But we'll see. Last thing on week 6, man, the Ravens. Big win against the Commanders. Fun one out here in Baltimore. Are we looking at the Ravens now as a legit threat to the Chiefs? Are they the number 2 team staring down the barrel in the AFC officially?
I think you and me have kind of always looked at them as a threat in the AFC. We know others were a bit out on them. But I think they finally figured out the run game and how they want to play with Henry and Lamar. And last couple of weeks, it's been looking great. Lamar's been playing great. They lead the league in rushing, yards per carry. So, that kind of dominant run game, that might be the formula that they need against, Lamar. Not Lamar, against Mahomes and the Chiefs to try to keep Patrick Mahomes on the sidelines for as long as you can and, control time of possession, run the ball. And, hopefully you can get enough stops and scores. But right now, I think they're playing, other than the Chiefs, I think they're playing the second best football in the AFC. So a lot of people are worried about their offensive line first week of the season, but they've given up the least amount of sacks in the league. Like I said, dominating rushing the football. So really the only worry is their defense is kind of giving up more plays than we're accustomed to in past years. That could be something to come back to bite them, but they've got enough talent on that side to, possibly put it together as they head into the playoffs and, hopefully they have that momentum. But I think that rushing attack is definitely something that's going to be a problem come January.
Yeah, it's, like you said, we've been on the Ravens for a while. They figured it out. I always said they won't have the best run game in the NFL. You got Lamar, and you got Derrick Henry. You got a good offensive line, and the weapons around those guys are more than serviceable. So, all things get easier when you have a guy like Lamar at quarterback. It gets even easier when you have Derrick Henry. To your point, the defense has to tighten up a little bit, but they can win football games in a variety of ways. They need to run, they can. If they got to throw the ball, they can. So they're tough. They're tough, man. I'm not too happy because they play my Bucks this week, but we'll get into that in a second. Let's look at our power rankings, man. Post week 6. A lot of the teams have shown themselves now. The top 5, I don't think it's not fluctuating as much on my end as it was before. Where we at right now, Nell? Let me get your top 5.
I got the same exact top 5 as last week. Chiefs 1. Who do I have 2? Vikings.
Minnesota.
I'm gonna have the Lions 3. Ben
Ravens.
Johnson's got that offense playing crazy. we'll see what happens with Aiden Hutchinson moving forward. That gruesome injury that he has, leading the league in sacks up until that point. So we'll see how they move forward from there. Ravens like we just talked about them. That run game looks insane, and they finally putting it all together. Lamar's been playing great. And then 5, I'm gonna keep the Texans there. Joe Mixon came back and gave them rushing attack that they've missed. Even without Nico, they still got Diggs, Tank Dell. I like Stroud. I think they're playing good football right now. So I'll keep them at 5. They haven't done anything to move out.
Okay. We 2 for 2 again, 2 weeks in a row. I want to put my Bucks in there.
I knew you wanted to. I'm surprised you didn't.
I want to. I think the Texans only have 1 loss. The Saints, great win, but albeit, it was Spencer Rattler in his first start. They lost Chris Olave 2 plays into the game. So a little context. I give, but we'll see this week. Like I said, we'll see this week, man. We're going to go ahead. We're going to look right at it. The Lions, who we got number 3, taking on the Vikings, who we have number 2. Is it time for the Vikings to take their first loss? I was just talking to one of my friends. He's a Vikings fan today. I was like, hey, man. He was talking about fantasy. I was like, I'll take my fantasy team being trash if the Bucks is good. He's like, hey, feel you, 5-0 Vikings. I'm like, yeah. I was like, y'all need more media attention. He's like, nah, we good in the cut. I'm like, nah. I'm like, everybody waiting on you to lose your first game. Pray it's not a bad loss, because the minute that you do, they're going to call you a fluke. How we feeling about the Vikings? Are they going to beat the Lions?
Going back and forth on this one, I'm going to take the Lions here. I'm going to say it's tough. I want to pick the Vikings coming off a bye week. And I want to show them some respect, but I think the Lions defense is going to play inspired with what happened with Aiden Hutchinson. That offense has been dominating, running the ball. Montgomery, Gibbs, St. Brown, Jameson. So they've got weapons. They're playing aggressive, physical. So I think they'll be able to run the football on the Vikings, and I think that defense will play inspired with Aiden Hutchinson out. So I got the Lions giving the Vikings their first loss of the season.
I love the Lions. I do. My boy would be mad if I picked the Vikings because he has a running Quis curse. I would hate to jinx him today. My heart wants to say the Vikings are going to win. I want to say Brian Flores in that defense will make Jared Goff make some mistakes, which he's susceptible to doing. When Jared Goff doesn't play decent, they can lose, and he can have some bad games. I want to say that the Lions are going to be inspired as well with Aiden Hutchinson out. I want to say, but that's a big loss. Aiden Hutchinson was leading the NFL in a lot of statistics. I'm going to take the Vikings. I'm going to take the Vikings. He's going to be mad. I'm going to call him after this. I'm going to say, look, bro, Justin, sorry. I really just think y'all going to win this. I'm going to say they're going to rattle off another one coming off the bye.
I wouldn't be surprised.
6-0. I think Justin Jefferson's going to have himself a night. For all intents and purposes, that Lions secondary is still not that good. Carson Davis gets real handsy. Terry Arnold gets real handsy. They physical now, and they play tough, and they do make plays, but this is Justin Jefferson we're talking about. So I'm going to go ahead. Vikings they're not losing yet, man. They're not losing yet. They're going to hold on. They're going to get a victory. So, another game we're looking at, Texans and the Packers, man. 2 really good teams. We just talked highly about the Texans, with those weapons that they have. Diggs look comfortable, back solidly at wide receiver 1 with my boy Nico Collins out. Joe Mixon got him going. CJ Stroud looks comfortable. That defense is still there. And you got the Packers, man, led by Jordan Love. To me, this game is all about the signal callers. 2 young gunslingers, both throw the ball well, got weapons. The Packers have, they're one of those teams. I don't know who wide receiver 1 is, but one day it might be Jaden Reed. You might see Christian Watson. You might see Dontavian Wicks. It might be the tight end, Tucker Kraft. Shoot, it could be anybody. My boy Romeo Dobbs came back after getting suspended and went crazy. They got enough guys, and they can throw it around. They got Josh Jacobs as well in the backfield. Who has upper hand in this one, Nell, out of these two teams?
You know, with Nico Collins being out, I think I like the Packers in this one. That's rich coming from me, I know, but
It is. You hate the Packers. You hate
like you
Jordan
talk,
Love.
come on, that's over exaggerating now.
Okay,
Like
my bad.
I
My
just
bad.
I all I said was let me see it for one season. Okay, I saw it. I give him the respect.
Okay.
Anyway, like you say, like you rattled off a bunch of names. He's got a ton of guys he could throw the football to. They create a ton of explosive passing plays. I mean, a couple of touchdown passes he threw yesterday were just insane. Um, just seems to be somebody always making plays. Watson, Dobbs, Reed, like Kraft, like you said, any week it could be a number of guys. So I think at home, I think Jordan Love finds a way. What they only loss he's had, what, opening night against the Eagles, and then a 2-point loss against the Vikings. So other than that, they've been playing some pretty good football. I think Texans without Nico Collins on the road. I just got a feeling about this one. I'm gonna take the Packers.
All right, I'm gonna go the complete opposite way. I'm rolling with the Texans. I think, you know, see they're Stroud and the boys. They'll make enough plays. They got guys. Tank Dell, like you said. You know, Stephon Diggs. This is why you get Diggs, right? This is why you go get that guy. That's why you go get Joe Mixon. I think the defense will make Jordan Love make a mistake or two. I think they'll be able to stop the run. Yeah, but yeah, I like the Texans to go ahead.
I'm looking forward to see them go against actual explosive offense. We haven't really seen them
That's true.
go against many explosive offense. Played the Patriots last week. Obviously, got a big win against the Bills before that one. Got to give them the respect there. But other than that, quality of opponents, like you said, playing the Bears, before they kind of hit a stride. The Colts, I don't know if they think they played Jacksonville, Tennessee, maybe. I don't know, but a lot of bottom tier offenses. So should be a good matchup to see where the Texans are at.
For sure. And they got that secondary, guys like Jalen Petrie, Derek Stingley out there. So they got some playmakers back in the defensive backfield. So, I'll be excited to see. It's definitely going to be a more exciting game, to watch. We got another one as well, man. Chiefs versus the Niners. Chiefs coming off a bye. I mean, we know at this point, Rashid Rice is probably, he's done for the year. And they said, I saw something say like 10 to 12 months after his surgery. So, see him next year. And then the Niners, man, they trying to get it rolling. They had an interesting one with the Seahawks on Thursday Night Football, I believe that was. Jordan Mason's a little banged up now, but they had another guy back there, Isaac Gerondo or whatever. I probably said that all wrong, Gerondo, whatever. I think he's a rookie. Niners are favored in this one as well. Now we looked at that. They at home. Are you really confident in the Niners in this win in this game? Or you think Patty got some magic and he gonna knock him off on the road?
Yeah, I think the Chiefs are gonna get this victory, but I wouldn't necessarily count out the 49ers. Even without McCaffrey, offensively, he still can produce a lot of explosive plays. I think they're tied for the league lead in plays of 20 or more yards down the field. Kittle, Debo had a good game last week. So I mean, they certainly have the makeup to put some points on the board. I think defensively, if they can get some pressure on Mahomes, which we know doesn't happen often, but the 49ers pass rush really woke up against the Seahawks last Thursday. So if they can get some pressure on Mahomes and they were efficient in the red zone. I forgot how many touchdowns they scored down there, but they were finally efficient in the red zone, scoring touchdowns. If they can do that, they certainly got a chance because, like I said, it's just a talented football team, and they've just been kind of banged up all season. But if they put it together, they can beat anybody. Obviously, big Super Bowl rematch, but at the end of the day, Patty seems to always have the 49ers number, so I'm gonna go with Patty in this one.
Yeah, it feels like the Chiefs are due to have a slip up. It's like, are they really going to go undefeated? I always think about that in professional sports. Like, how realistic is it that a team never loses? You try to kind of craft and carve out when that loss is going to come. I also don't think it'll be this week. The Niners, like you said, they have a ton of weapons. I got really upset with some people over the last week. They're talking about, they don't have McCaffrey. They don't have McCaffrey. I'm like, but aside from that, they have everything else. Like,
And
everything
Mason
else.
has been
And Mason is good.
a productive running back this season. So
think what he had like 60 yards rushing in the first half before he got knocked out of the game in last week against the Seahawks. So like the guy's more than capable. My thing is that Chiefs defense has been at another level. And I think that's why I like them to win this game. Steve Spagnuolo, he's famous for dialing up some crazy exotic blitzes. We've talked a ton about how great of a defensive player Chris Jones is. He's been a complete game record this year. I think offensively, at the end of the day, Pat Mahomes or Brock Purdy, who's going to make the plays? I'm going with Pat Mahomes every single time. I mean, they've got the Juju Smith-Schuster resurgence going on right now. You thought they were out with Isaiah Pacheco, but you get Kareem Hunt. We talked about it last week where, they running it back with that roster from that Super Bowl year. So, I don't think they lose
the
this
fact
one.
that their number one running back can get hurt and they can still go out and get a better running back than the Cowboys just makes me sick.
It's hard to watch. You see a guy on the street just come in and do that, and it's like, well, I mean, you're looking at, like I was telling somebody yesterday, I mean, looking at even the Ray Davis guy, and we're just talking about like there aren't a lot of the elite running backs, right? There's not many Derrick Henrys, there's not many Christian McCaffreys, whatever the case is. But the running back position now in the NFL is so deep. There's so many really, really good runners, so many guys that have played a
None
ton
of
of
them in
football,
Dallas.
and then to not have one, that's pain. But that's okay. We talking about running the football. Our next game, Monday night, my Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home against the Baltimore Ravens. It's a tough one. It's a crazy game, right? It's a big game for me. It's a big game for NFL. I mean, the NFL is having 2 Monday night games, and next week the second game is streamed exclusively on ESPN Plus, which is crazy.
Interesting.
So you can't watch it unless you pay for that. So where everybody's eyes are going to be. Ravens, Bucks, and Tampa. You got 2 of the top offenses in the league. Nell said that's crazy to say. It's crazy to say that Bucks offense is a top offense in the NFL right now. Liam Cohen's got them clicking. The Ravens, we talked about them earlier with that run game. My thing that I'm looking at is strength on strength. We talked about the Ravens offense and how they run the ball. Well, what's the strength of the Bucks defense? Their run defense. I think we're like number 11 or tied for 11th or something in total run defense. Right now, the Bucks not very good against the pass, but they can stop the run. Big Vita inside, Kalijah Cansey inside. Levante David and KJ Britt, very good linebackers in terms of, with KJ Britt in terms of stopping the run. Man can't cover nobody. But Levante David is a Hall of Famer. How you see this one playing out, man? And what does this game mean? If the Bucks win or the Ravens win, these are 2 teams we're talking about could be contenders. Like, what's that mean? It's got some good playoff implications on it.
I think this means a lot more for
a Super
I think
Bowl,
this
a
means a lot
potential
more for the
Super Bowl
Bucks. Let's not get ahead
matchup.
of ourselves.
2 MVP candidates, Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield. The storylines are all there.
This would mean more for the Bucks than it would the Ravens by far. We come into the season already knowing that the Ravens were a possible contender. The Bucks, we still had to kind of see if they still got it or if it was a 1-year wonder. But like you said, look, man, they've been real good this year. Like you said, the strength of their defense is stopping the run, but I don't think anybody can stop this run game the way the Ravens are playing right now. So I like the Ravens to be able to run the football. But like we talked about the Ravens defense, I think they can be had. So the Bucks can definitely, the way they've been playing, they can definitely put up points on them. So I think I wouldn't be surprised if it's a shootout, but I like the Ravens and Derrick Henry to run for another 100 yards, couple touchdowns. I think Lamar gets busy in the play action game. I think the Ravens get a win. That's just me though. I know you probably have different opinions.
It is just you. Of course, it is just you. I would never pick against my Bucks, even though the Ravens are my, I root for them secondarily.
Yeah,
that's a
it's
word.
how 2 teams going against each other.
It's tough, man. I wish this game was in Baltimore, bro, because y'all find me on the street somewhere. No. It's like Bucks, and then like the Ravens are kind of like, can't even see them. They just
fair. I respect it.
It's not that. Bucks season over, Ravens move them on. I usually wouldn't be confident in a game like this. Last time I came on here, I was really excited, and then we went and played the Falcons. And I just knew we were going to be good, and we lost. Came on here, I was really excited. We played the Broncos, coming off a big win, and we lost. So I've been humbled twice, coming off of, some big victories. But I'm confident, man. I'm confident. That Ravens defense doesn't scare me like it usually would. And I think the Bucs offense is I think for the first time since year one Brady, I can say our offense has a real true identity. And even more than that, I would say, like, I think even this might even top Brady Bucs offense. Because a lot of that was like Byron used to call a lot of crazy stuff, and then Tom would get in the fourth quarter and he'd be like, hey, I got this. You know what I'm saying? But now we have a system. We have a run game that looks really encouraging. Chris Godwin is holding it down. Mike Evans hasn't even had to do too much yet. He caught 2 catches against the Saints. 1 catch was the first play of the game. He's battling a little injury right now. I think he'll have a great game against the Ravens. I think they'll have a tough time. I think last time we played the Ravens, Mike had a really good game. So I think Mike will it'll be a Mike Evans week for sure.
Yeah, he owes me for last week.
It'll be a Mike Evans week for sure. I think our defense I think we'll stop the run. I think that man Vita Vea is a different monster. They got Linderbaum or somebody over there.
Ain't trying to trade him?
Nope.
Got Mozzie Smith for you, a Michigan guy, right?
Yeah. So we're good. We had an opportunity, we didn't take it. So I'm confident, man. That Bucs defense, I think we'll figure it out. We made some mistakes. I feel like a lot of Bucs losses this year, or our only 2 losses have been on the Bucs, right? We haven't been just beat. Falcons game, defense did some stupid stuff down the stretch. Offense didn't. But Liam Cohen, he's offensive coordinator. He's been learning
ain't
from.
Put belt to ass.
We played terrible. That was probably like the worst game we could have played. It was just that was like a nasty game. It won't even like we just suck. Like my man's got shook out his shoes. Like that was just in the knot. We don't even talk about. So, big game for us. I think we're gonna be good. It definitely means a lot, for the Bucs. It does mean more for the Bucs than it will for the Ravens. A win and team people people are probably going, that power ranking gonna change. That's all I gotta say. So we're gonna tap into that on Monday night. Big one coming up. The last game we look at, Jets and the Steelers, man. Got some, like we said, 2 big storylines just within the last 24, just within the last 12. Now it's probably the last 10 hours. We got the Devontae Adams trade. Devontae Adams says he's gonna play. How effective do you think he's gonna be? For one. Then you got on the other side coming out, Russell Wilson, Mr. Unlimited, getting first team reps this week, might start for the first time if he's healthy. Well, let's start with that. If he's healthy, do you start Russ or you stay with Justin Fields? They're 4-2. How you feeling?
It's tough. I've always been a believer, and you kind of stick with the guy that's gotten you, at this point. But also I remember when Dak took over for Romo, I still wanted Romo to come back in and kind of have a chance to lead that team in the playoffs. But, when the team is rolling, I mean, obviously they've kind of cooled off a bit, but still coming off a win, and he's 4-2. I don't think he's played. It's tough to say. I don't know if he's played well enough to where it's like he for sure stamped the job for himself, but at the same time, he hasn't played bad enough by any means to where you say, whoa, we for sure need to put the other guy in. So, I mean, honestly, I'm interested to see what the Steelers would look like with Russell Wilson. When they got both quarterbacks, I kind of hope that both of them would get to play just to see what both would look like. So maybe I'm finally getting my wish, but I don't think Fields has really lost his job. So it would be unfortunate for him to, lose it this way. But, if they promised for us, a chance to go out there and start. He's a veteran quarterback that, has been there a long time, done it all. I can understand the reasoning for wanting to give him a chance.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things like you made the deal. And I put it like this earlier, and I was talking to somebody. I was like, I think Russ gives you a chance to be more consistent, right? Like whatever level he's at, whatever he shows you, whenever he gets a chance to play, that's where you're gonna be. Whereas I think Justin Fields, when he's at his best, he gives you a little bit of a higher ceiling. Now the Steelers are a team. We talk about all the time about that defense and how they kind of control the game, right? They control the pace. TJ Watt is a monster. He's best defensive player in the game right now. You don't always need the guy to give you the big ceiling, right? You might just need the guy to get you completions consistent, move the ball, get you in field goal range, give you a chance, score, whatever the case may be. And that's what Russ is. I mean, it's worth giving him a shot. You know, you better now at 4-2 than, you know, if it were reversed and you have no options, right? Or, you know, you wait down the line, you don't play him all season, something happens to Justin Fields, lo and behold, he got to walk in week 13, week 14 and save your season, you know? So you throw him out there. I mean, Steelers fans aren't happy about it, but for what it's worth, I guess if he's healthy, like if he was supposed to be your starter, you know, I was always told guys don't lose their jobs to injury. So if he was your starter, put your starter in there when he's healthy, man. If
I
you're
just hope
undefeated,
that
different convo.
I just hope that this doesn't mess with Justin Fields' confidence.
Hey, you're a pro.
I get it, but you know, he's already coming from a situation where you know, it was unstable in Chicago and, you know, it was up and down, you know, franchise didn't really want him. Now he goes to a new situation and I mean, look, he's leading the team to a 4-2 record. Like I said, he hasn't played bad. So, you know, to still lose your job when you're, you know, leading your team to a winning record like that's tough. So, you know, I just hope it doesn't destroy his confidence to a point, you know, where he can't come back from it. But
yeah, we'll
like
see.
I said, it's got a veteran quarterback, promised him the job probably.
Definitely
I can't knock them
promised
for
him the
seeing
job.
can't knock them for seeing what they got.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully, if they do, hopefully Russ is what you brought him in to be. Then you don't really got to worry about it. And if not, hopefully Mike Tomlin got a good enough relationship with Justin that it's like, hey man, get out there. It's your job. And you can be comfortable and have confidence that you know you're not gonna lose your job. Who do you got winning this one, man? Devontae Adams said he's playing this week, or he plans to, or he hopes to. Does he have an impact that helps him win? Or you got the Steelers? I know you don't usually pick the Steelers to win.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the Jets. Jets have their best offensive game of the season. They put up a good 27. I'm gonna say they get the dub.
Wow, you're gonna get fought.
Devontae Adams catches a touchdown pass. Makes up for, you know, skipping out on 3 weeks of my fantasy matchups, and
I see where this coming from.
Makes everything right.
Hey man, I'm gonna go with the Steelers. The last thing I think Aaron Rodgers wants to see is TJ Watt.
Yeah,
I was about to, and Highsmith is back. The last thing he needs to see is what the Steelers are going to do to him defensively. Russ or Justin Fields. I mean, you saw how the Bills ran the ball on that Jets defense. So the matchup just looks perfect for the Steelers. If you ask me, Rodgers had a really rough night when he's getting sacked. I mean, he played well. Made some big throws, of course. That's Aaron Rodgers. But, you get enough of TJ Watt knocking you down, and at 40, it gets hard to get up every single time. And Devontae Adams or not, you're going to be a little nervous back there. You're going to be a little Jiminy Cricket when you get
I didn't really think about that.
So,
that's true.
I'm rolling with the Steelers. It's not, keep your pick. You should do it. You know what you do?
We got our pick 'em.
We got our pick 'em. You should use this for the pick 'em.
I think I already picked the Jets.
You 2-4.
And they voted on me.
You got to win. Let me look. 2-4. You got to win finally.
I'm here.
You did lose with the Jets. You won. You picked Atlanta over the Panthers. Really weak pick by you. You're 2-4. See me, I went with a tougher pick. Better game. 5-1 now in the year. Bengals beating the Giants. Close game.
That was kind of soft, but all right, bro.
Where you at, man? Who are you picking? And your confidence level of the Cowboys was a shoot.
0. Just drop it to a 0.
So
Not worth my energy.
So where are you going, man? Week 7, pick them. You need another win. You got some games to pick from. You got some tough ones. You know, you seem confident about the Packers. I think you should think that.
Give me Washington. What's so funny, yeah?
No.
Coming off a loss, like
I'm changing the rules next year.
what? Who do they play?
The Panthers, man. I'm changing the rules
I'll
next
pick
year.
a different team since they play the Panthers. I'll pick a different team. I got a couple options. I didn't know that. I forgot, honestly.
Okay. I'm about to say, you can't pick the same team to lose 2 weeks in a row. That's trifling.
Have I picked Kansas City?
No.
Give me Kansas City.
Oh, wow. You look big.
I'm going big.
You try to get extra points.
I should get like 2 games for this, but
Hey,
like,
man.
I'm gonna go big.
I don't want to mess up the scoring, but I'll give you an asterisk. I'll give you the tiebreaker for that.
I'll
give you tiebreaker. If we end on a tie, we'll come back to who had the toughest victory. Me, man, that makes me want to go. I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to get me to, take a shot
on the road. Like that's how I'm coming.
I don't love any of these. I know what you want me to do, but I can't.
Sounding confident out there.
Mm-hmm. I know I did. I picked the Seahawks already. I picked the Chargers already. I've already picked the Chiefs and the Ravens and the Steelers. I don't want to use my boys up right here. That wouldn't be right. That wouldn't be like me. That wouldn't be like
win.
Me.
This would be a statement win for both of y'all.
Okay. Bucks over Ravens. Let's do it.
I like it.
Let's book it right.
This is how we get back in the game, fellas.
Bucks over Ravens. I should get an asterisk for this one. And my confidence level, we still at 8.
Must be nice.
We at 8. We went down for a little bit. We staying at 8. I'm not gonna go 10. Let me read the stretch for my Bucks. Ravens Monday night.
Oh yeah, we've
Falcons next week. Chiefs Monday night. Niners. All right. We talked about where we're going in that stretch. We're not 1-0 right now. So
1-0 so far.
Keep up. So we'll see, man. That was a lot of fun. Always fun. We can talk about my Bucks. Nell, hopefully you can come back and just pick them. But that's gonna wrap it up for us today, man. On season 3, episode 61. Got some cool stuff coming for you. So stay tuned. You might get a double episode or something. I don't know. That's just the word on the street. But we're gonna wrap this one up, man. One of these weeks you might get 2, you might get 3, you might get 4 in a video or something. Who knows?
You might just hear us every day.
We might start doing a live show every single day. Who knows? Get us the ESPN slot. First take watch. They hadn't cam on there. But as always, keep showing love, man. We appreciate each and every one of you guys that listen, that tune in, even if it's for a second. We appreciate you listening, you sharing, liking the post on Instagram, TikTok.
Tuning in for a second is crazy.
Yeah, that'd be wild.
At least a minute.
Yeah, a minute would be nice.
Give me a topic. Hey, give me one topic.
At least turn it on. You can listen to it while you work, cook, clean, whatever you got to do. It's all we cool. So keep showing love, and we're going to keep dropping for you guys, man. But that's going to do it for us today. 2 for 2, season 3, episode 61. Quis and Nell. Yeah.